Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about two smart budget phones, but do me a favor, if you're a big fan of budget technology just like me and you're brand new, consider subscribing and joining the crew. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So today we're going to be talking about the Samsung Galaxy A02s on my left, and on my right we're going to be talking about the A03s as well from Samsung. So these are Samsung Galaxy devices. They are in the A series and they're both really comparable, very close together when it comes to everything that they do have to offer. So we're gonna just jump into this video and talk about the main differences, just in case you were wondering. So on the right hand side is where you're gonna notice that we do have the volume rockers as well as the power button. But the only thing is that on the A03s on my right, which is the blue color, you're gonna see that we do have this fingerprint sensor, right? But from my experience of using this fingerprint sensor, I'd rather use the facial recognition, right? Because even when you try to enter your fingerprint to scan it, to get the fingerprint to work on here, it won't let me. So let me just show you what I'm actually talking about. We're gonna try to register the fingerprint right now. And so when you actually add a fingerprint on here, it's really sketch, because I'm gonna dry off the button and I'm gonna dry off my thumb, right? And I'm gonna try to scan, and here we go. It's actually letting me scan. Let me see if I can get past 35, 39, 45, 30. It's working. It's working. 53, 57, 61, 65, 69. So you gotta wipe off your finger and the button when you're scanning it. 70, 74, 76, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Okay, I added it. Let's hit done. And we're gonna go back, right? And let's try to unlock the device with the fingerprint. All right, so that actually works now. All right, pretty cool. So that actually does let me unlock that. So I was having a big deal of trouble when I was trying to do that before off camera. So I'm glad that it actually worked on camera. Now on this device, we don't have a fingerprint sensor. We just have that facial recognition, right? So you're gonna see that when you open it with the facial recognition, you're gonna see it opens every single time, right? So we do get facial recognition on both of these things, right? So I just want to be a complete 100% that they both do have that. This one does have that fingerprint sensor, and we're going to get into a little bit more detail about the differences, but they're very similar when it comes to these devices. Now on the top, we're getting microphones, right? On the bottom, we do get headphone jack Type-C and the speaker, as well as a additional microphone, SD card expansion slot for storage, 2 nano SIMs, right? And 1 SD card, micro SD cards, right? So when you double tap both of these devices, they will wake and they will unlock. So you could get that swipe to unlock, where you'll let you swipe it before it goes to the main screen, or you can just let it, you could have it where when you unlock the device, it'll immediately go to your home screen. So I'm gonna put these devices at full brightness, right? And then I'm gonna turn off the dark mode so you can see that a little bit better, right? But both of these devices are relatively brand new, and you may be, considering an upgrade. You may be looking at an upgrade right now, and I kind of want to talk about the differences of these two devices before you actually do the upgrade, right? So let's just talk about it in a little bit more detail. Now I'm trying to turn off the dark mode on this guy, and it's actually, here it is. So it's still dark even when I turn that off, right? So just keep that in mind, that it will still be dark. Let me see. I'm gonna go to display settings, right? And we're gonna go to display. And it does say that there's a software update on this guy. So we're gonna check out the software update on both of these devices as well. So it is on light mode, so I'm not sure why, it's still dark on there. So as far as the software on both of these devices, they're gonna be relatively exactly the same. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about as far as the software, but the button placements are very similar. We just got that fingerprint sensor, right? And the bodies are very similar. They got that plastic on there, right? And there's gonna be a difference in the processing chips, and also the batteries are pretty similar as well. So we'll get into that in just a little bit more detail, but you can see they both have that V-notch drop. They both have the Galaxy Store, which I do like. And let's see if we do have that game center, right, where it holds all the games. So you can see right here, we got, you know, your Galaxy apps right there, and that's pretty cool. So you can see we got the same exact Galaxy apps. We do get smart switch on this one, and things of that nature, right? So you got your Google apps as well. You get your Google folder, your Microsoft folder. Everything is similar on these devices. I do have a theme on this device from the Galaxy store, and then, you know, so I just kind of want to throw that out there, but that's the only thing that's different. They both pretty much have the same exact screen display, right? 6.5 inches of display. So when you're looking at the displays, they're gonna be really solid. Both of these displays are really solid. Instagram, 1, 2, 3. And Instagram looks really good. They look almost exactly the same. This one does look a little bit more blue, and the A03s did open up a little bit quicker. And this one does, the A03s does have the Helio P35, and this one does have the Snapdragon 450. So I kind of just want to show you guys the main differences of both. Now when I'm looking at the screen displays, they look almost identical, right? There's no huge difference in the displays, you know, whatsoever, you know, so I just want to throw that out there. But when you're looking at these, it's hard to differentiate what really makes these different, right? Both got 5,000 milliamp hour batteries. They both have a 13 megapixel on the back with, you know, micro camera and portrait. They're both gonna have that 5 megapixel on the front as well, and things of that nature. And they're both the same exact weight as well, 196 grams of weight. And that's pretty cool, right? So, wow, she's a doll, right? Yeah, she's an absolute doll. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is just like the scrolling speed, 60 hertz on both. It's not gonna be a big deal whatsoever, right? So I really like both of these devices. I love the A03s, and I do love the A02s, right? So scrolling speeds is pretty good. As you can see, both of these devices do scroll very quickly, as you can see. So if you were going into social media and whatnot, you won't have any issues. The colors just absolutely look really good. They kind of look brighter on the A03s. I'm not sure if they put some more technology, but they're both medium density displays at 720 by 1600, and they both offer the exact same display panel. So it's just a little bit brighter. Like I'm not sure if my eyes are playing tricks on me or something like that, but let's go into settings and let's go into displays, and kind of you could mess around with the display comfort, right? So they do have a bunch of options on here. Edge panels is on here, accidental touches is on here as well, and they do have touch sensitivity on this one right here. So they have increased touch sensitivity for the screen protectors, but they don't have that on the A03s. So I just kind of noticed that right now. There's, you know, a lot of other things that I want to point out, but both of the displays do absolutely look gorgeous, right? Now when it comes to the graphics on the Samsung Galaxy A02s, it's actually better. I'm not sure if it's because of the version that I got. This has 4 gigabytes and this has 3, with this has 64 and this has 32, but you can also get another version that has more, right? It just depends on how big your pockets are, right? So you can see right here the graphics. We can go into high frame rate and smooth on this guy. And the last thing I actually want to look at is the software and compare the software, but both of these devices do have mono speakers. The only thing is that this device is the A02s will have Bluetooth 4.2, and the A03s will have Bluetooth, you know what I'm saying, 5.0. So the fingerprint is actually working 100% now. I'm not sure if there was some dirt over top of my sensor or something like that, but let's try my pointer now, and that's working right now. That's crazy. So yeah, that's absolutely working 100% right now. All right guys, so let's just jump right in right here, and wow, this actually feels like it's moving really quickly. For a budget device, it feels really nice, I mean. And there's the enemy. I'm gonna actually creep, and he actually caught me. So let's just creep one more time this way. And let me see. It's moving fast. I really like the speeds of it. I really like the speeds of this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not moving as quick as I want. Like right here, you can see there was a glitch there, but that's just my Wi-Fi, and these cats are just in my way, right? So that I just got bodied 3 in a row. So let me kind of take a break here. Let me do one last, you know what I'm saying, last effort to get a kill here, and then we'll wrap up the video, right? So I still didn't even catch that body. That was really weird that happened like that. Just one more time, just for redemption purposes. I just want to catch the first blood, you know what I mean? Alright, so we did catch, I'm not sure if they even gave me the kill for that, because there was some other guy shooting with me, so I gotta catch my own kill, because he was shooting with me. Let me see if I could catch this guy. See, my teammates are pretty good, because they're on top of everything like that, so there is a little bit of lag on here, I'm noticing. Right, there's a little bit of lag on here. But I did catch 2 kills right there. That was actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna show you guys the gameplay on the A03s now. Another thing that's pretty cool with Android 11 on this device is when you swipe up, you can get to your most recent apps and things like that. So it does give you, you know, a couple of apps to mess around with at the bottom, like recommended ones, which I think is pretty cool, right? And just in case. And then let me just show you right here. It does say that we have an update available. So let's just see what this is talking about. And this is the new software update on the A02s, right? So we will get Google RCS rich communication services, which will give you larger transferring when you're sharing photos to somebody else who's using an Android device, and you get security improvements after the update. You won't be able to downgrade, right? So you will be getting bug fixes, and you will be getting new enhanced features and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and install this later on, but I just wanted to show you guys that we do get that update on here. Okay guys, we're gonna be looking at the A03s, which is gonna have a slightly smaller configuration, right? It's gonna have 3 gigabytes of RAM, and it's gonna have 32 gigabytes of internal storage for this model, but you can also get another model with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage as well. Now, this one will be coupled with the 14nm processing chip at 2.3 gigahertz Power VRGE 8330 for the 8320, I'm sorry, for the graphics. And as far as the graphics on the A02s, which I think might run a little bit smoother, I'm not quite sure, but it does feel smoother. It's gonna give you the Adreno 506, but the Adreno 506 is gonna be pretty decent. And this one right here, the A02s, is clocked in at 1.8, whereas this one is clocked in at 2.3. So let's kind of see if there's a big difference here.
Let's go.
And there's a slight stutter. I'm not sure if that's my Wi-Fi or the actual game, right? Oh, this one actually feels smooth. It's a little bit jittery, but it does feel smooth. It does feel smooth, right? I was trying to hide behind that wall, but it started to jitter as soon as I started moving. But it's actually, wow, what just happened there? I slid, but nothing happened. Let me see, that might be my Wi-Fi though, you know what I'm saying? So let me just go back over here and kind of, okay, I caught one more kill, right? So this actually feels smoother, right? It does feel smoother. And yeah, so this does feel really smooth on the Helio P35. It's just that my internet isn't the most, you know what I'm saying? So you can see right here, there is some inconsistencies with the animations, right? Because of the Wi-Fi. But yeah, it does run pretty decent. You can play PUBG on here, right? It's not gonna be like a gaming phone, so it's not gonna be intended to play PUBG, right? But you can see it, the graphics wise, it just doesn't, it has a little bit of stutter to it. And so just keep that in mind. This is a budget phone, so you won't experience, you know, the best graphics. I think this is a Wi-Fi issue, just to be completely 100% with you, and because I'm connected to my Wi-Fi right now. But you can see right here, there is some stutters here when I'm moving around and things of that nature. So I just kind of want to throw that out there, but that looks like a Wi-Fi issue. Right, so both of these devices have that feature where if you swipe up, you can get to your shortcuts here at the bottom, which I definitely think is pretty cool. They will give you different shortcuts to choose from. And, you know, that makes it a lot easier to find certain apps when you're trying to scroll, right? So, you know, some decent scrolling speeds on both of these devices. You know, this is the A03s, and they both offer that window where you could pop it up, the open window. And let me just test out the facial recognition. So that's works every single time. And then, you know, they have that here as well. So you can get that pop-up window or that split screen window, and it's just really fun to play around with, right? So for budget devices, you're gonna get a whole lot for your money and everything like that. These are gonna be running really nicely, in my opinion. Just really solid devices for the money. So I definitely think these are gonna be worth it for the money and everything like that. But let's just take a look at the softwares last but not least and kind of see what we have inside of the softwares. And they're gonna both be pretty much the same software since the A02s is getting updated. It's got an update right here. So the A02s has that update. So let's go into About Phone on both of these devices, and I'm going to show you guys the software information so you can kind of just look at that. And they're both running 3.1 Android 11 August 1st as well. So they both have similar, you know, this one's running April 1st, this one's running August 1st. So this one will be updated to the August as soon as I download it, right? But I just kind of wanted to show you guys a quick comparison of these guys. The upgrade is in the Bluetooth on this guy. It will have that Bluetooth 5.0 compared to the Bluetooth 4.2 on the A02s. And then you can have the camera. I just want to show you guys the camera because it's going to be pretty much the same experience, right? So you're getting, let me just put this guy here so I could kind of show you what I'm talking about. But as far as the cameras, if I take a picture of this guy with the photo, that's just a regular photo I'm going to show you guys. And as far as the it did have some motion blur on the A02s. That was weird. Let me try that one more time. So it doesn't have motion blur. It's like if you move your hand, it will blur. And then you can see right here the difference in quality. They both came out really good. You know what I mean? So they both came out really good. A little bit lighter on the A02s, a little bit darker on the A. Let me just take a few more photos of this guy, and let me do a portrait so you can kind of just see what the quality looks like. I'll try to catch it at the exact same angle and stuff like that. And then I'll take a picture of my face, right? We do have macro capabilities on here as well. So I'm gonna go into video right now and show you guys the video settings and everything of that nature. So you can go into video, and what's really cool is you can flip the camera around. I'm gonna show you the portrait in just a second of my face right here. And then right here, when you go into the video settings right here, it's giving you a ton of options, but right here is where you can choose what you're getting, right? So you could get 30 frames per second in HD or full HD, and then flipping it to the front facing camera, right? This is where I'm going to show you how the photos look on the front facing camera. And then let's do a portrait. And there's a vibration on the A02s every single time I move out of something on there. So I really like that part about it. And we're gonna jump into the gallery now. And let's just take a look at these photos that I took. So for some reason that the A03s is making my face look darker and the A02s is making my face look lighter. And I like both of the photos regardless of that fact, right? But they both look really good. And I think that there's a lot more details on my shirt and in my face on the A03s, right? So even with the rear camera, you can see some subtle differences, but they both came out really good. And just keeping that fact right here, you can see right there that there was some motion blur in the A02s. But I think both of these devices are solid, but both of these devices will be pretty good in the budget price point. So I just kind of want to throw that out there that they're both going to be good, and you will get some decent upgrades as far as the Bluetooth capabilities, but they're both going to be pretty much the same exact device. But hopefully you guys just find this helpful, informative, or useful in any way possible. But I'm going to get right back with you. But until then, do me a favor. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button and show your support and appreciation by hitting the bell icon as well. And if you're already part of the crew, salute. And I appreciate you, and I'll get right back with you later, Group B.